Welcome back to day 9 of the Gears Pro League. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Guy Blaze. We're heading into our final series, Rise going against eUnited. Last time they had a chance to play against each other, it went 27 rounds. This time, I mean, who knows? I mean, really, who knows at this point in time? The only thing that's going to be missing this time is we won't have Ashes. All right, we won't have Ashes because, which is pretty cool
on that one. But the last time we saw this, it really went the distance, the maximum rounds in which we could have saw in the best of 3 escalation series. It did not disappoint. eUnited was the victors of that one, but tonight it could honestly go either way.
It really could, and quite honestly, with this series, it always is incredible. Both teams. This is the thing; it doesn't matter how Rise has been playing. I know they've kind of been hit or miss. eUnited, they've actually been looking great. I'm not going to lie; they are poised to be in grand finals, and I'm still going to say it alongside that of Pittsburgh Knights. But whenever Rise meets up against eUnited, they both know each other's play style. They've got history against each other, and therefore, it just always makes the series incredible. It just has that special, kind of essence to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our team, the team graphics. See the head-to-head. How do these guys stack, Blaze?
One team stacks on the other side of the scale, and then the other team stacks on the opposite side, okay? The plus and minus number that came to my attention, but you can look at the records, the map win percentage, the KDA, the true engagement percentage is close, but eUnited just has had better success over this split than Rise. Rise started off pretty slow a few games as of late. It's been a lot of changes over there now. Rise can't, but features a little bit clear now.
That's right.
I'm expecting this is where Rise is able to flip that switch and turn it up another level.
eUnited actually just coming out with a sub. So, they're taking it seriously, okay, when it comes to this matchup. They're feeling their team. Fair enough. I'm very curious to see how the maps are going to roll out, though. Which ones are we going to see? Because, again, they have history. And I want to know if Harbor's in the mix, because that was an exciting one that tipped the scales for Rise last time. But eUnited says, let's give it a round 2. We got District, we have Harbor, we got Exhibit.
In my mind, I was like, I would have loved to see this played out on Vascar, Asylum, and Trading Grounds, and those were the first 3 banned maps. Those are maps that not Blaze. We're not playing on those today, but that would have turned out for an entertaining series. Instead, we still have one with District, Harbor, and Exhibit. I love how Rise chose Exhibit in the end. They know how good eUnited is on this map, and they'll rather play their opponent on their best map sometimes than a map in which they're comfortable on. Because it's not about wins right now. It's about gathering intel. And on the flip end, hey, wins give you momentum as we go into the major. So they most definitely want to get the win, but it's not all about just getting an extra W in a win column.
Well, you're already giving them a scapegoat at this point, Blaze. All right, so fair. So now they already have an excuse if they don't win tonight because they weren't trying to win, okay? They were trying to gather intel. That sounds reminiscent of eUnited when they lost to Pittsburgh Knights. One of the things they said was, we were trying to gather intel on Pittsburgh Knights, okay? But that was weeks ago.
Historically, we've watched, the franchise and explosive-led squads when they go against each other. Sometimes they wouldn't play their best cards. Okay, they
you would know. I give you credit. You would know.
They save some tricks for the major.
Sure.
So as we get closer, I'm thinking of some of those patterns here today as well. But we'll see what happens today. I know for a fact that Rise does not want to lose against eUnited. And regardless, even though Gears of War players come up with the best excuses in the world, I don't think any 8 of these players are going to make excuses tonight.
But you know what? I got a lot to say about Exhibit. I'll go ahead and do my prediction first, but maybe you are on the right course. I think you are, just simply because of that map 3 Exhibit. It doesn't make sense for Rise, to be quite honest with you, especially against eUnited. But who am I going with? I got to go with eUnited. eUnited has been looking great. Rise has still yet to prove themselves, in my opinion. They've definitely had their struggles, but they have been heating up. I give them that. Icy has been on fire. Fran, the man, has been hitting shots, and Rushiez has been getting loose. So I have good, and Avexys too, you can't forget that, man. I have good faith in Rise, but in this series alone, I got to go with what's been working for me as lately, as Jacob likes to say. Going EU. Blaze, what about you?
For me, I'm going to have to go with eUnited as well. Rise hasn't looked good as of late. I picked them to win some series that they didn't.
Right.
United has shown some consistency throughout these last few weeks, and I think they are going to be the favorite as we go into this series. I will say, I did weigh heavily the rivalry between these two squads.
That's right.
because of the rivalry. Sometimes you got to throw stats in the last few weeks out the window.
That's right.
Just because when these players get in lobby together, something else comes out of them. But I don't know if Rise will be able to overcome eUnited tonight.
You know, that is a fact. Stats sometimes doesn't matter when you have these two teams. And we've seen it time in and time out, whether it be Pro League, Major, or even heading into E-Days. E-Days, you know, a fun event that takes place. Great competition. And Rise can beat EU. EU can beat Rise. It is what it is. Chat, who are you going with? We've been on point all night. We literally are 3 for 3. Can we be 4 for 4? Mm-hmm. Are they going to United? Or are they going with Rise? I think they're going with the EU. They're going to be going with the EU. So all night tonight, we've been in agreement. I think that means we're definitely on point and ready to go for the Spring Major. We have a good grasp on where these competitors sit. Rise, though, has the chance to be the outlier and maybe an opportunity to surprise us all. But now I'm going to head back into the discussion that I wanted to bring up before predictions. And Blaze, you brought this up very well. Exhibit. Why would Rise pick Exhibit? Rise is not a good Exhibit team in 4v4. They have not been a good Exhibit team in 4v4. I don't care what anybody has to say. They've been struggling. I remember specifically when Exhibit was added back into the competitive rotation 4v4 at the beginning of the split, phase 2. I'm looking at Rise scrim. I forget who they were scrimming, but it was definitely a team they should have a good chance against. And they lost 5-0. They just could not figure it out. But Rise historically was a good Exhibit team, so it didn't make sense to me, or at least it reciprocity. You know, back in the day,
I haven't seen them play Exhibit in I feel like a few months.
It's been a while, and that's the thing. Why do they pick Exhibit if they're trying to better their record in Pro League? Well, Blaze said it best. They're trying to gain intel, and maybe that is a real thing because you don't go into Exhibit against eUnited. eUnited is a great Exhibit team, so it doesn't make sense. But either way, that's map number 3. We might not even reach that point depending on how this series goes. Let's talk about District. How's this one going to go? Rise, they're not a bad District team, but eUnited, they're no slouches either.
They're not. And, you know, when it comes down to this map cycle, I think this is Rise's best map to take against eUnited. And we'll see if they can give it everything they got because they are a great District team. I love some of their strategies as well. They have great rotations. If I had to give them any criticism on District, I feel like just sometimes they don't play as aggressive as I want to see them with some of the advantages in which they get. But other than that, everything else is polished up at its own point. eUnited on the flip end, they've been playing some good District game as of late, but we've watched them blow many leads on this map. Sometimes their rotations come out a little bit slower. They get lost in their own individual engagements. But when they are on the same page and the IGL's voice is heard loud and clear and those call-outs are reacted on, hey, it looked like that championship United team that we know of.
Okay, so still a standoff. Powerz is going to drop off. By the way, Powerz, first one to reach 1,000 eliminations in the Pro League. Hats off to him. He's been playing absolutely lights out and incredible throughout phase 2. United has definitely stepped it up. Mid-split playoffs, that 3rd place, that really woke them up, Blaze. They were not happy with that. They said enough is enough. It's time to get on the grindstone and really prove heading into the Major who we are, because I think a lot of people, especially during phase 1 and not so much in phase 2, but phase 1, they definitely slept on United 100%. So this is their chance to clean that up and prove why they deserve to be on top once again. But Rise is doing a good job and threatening the triple cap.
Yeah, they are threatening triple cap right now. As Avexys steps up, he's going to be able to secure that down. Both kills come through. Rushiez was a call out on the last 2 player 7s flanking around. 2 separate 1v1s. Rushiez loses his fight, but the opening is there, and these eUnited members know that they do not have to turn around. The trip cap, actually, they do got to turn around as they realize that they cannot make it over to the home hill. I thought that they were going to be able to get across, maybe take another 2v1 and play together, but Xplosive got caught out mid-map. Praized, he turned around, got trapped between 2, and that's a Rise round number 1.
Well done from Rise. This, after all, is their map pick for good reason. When you go back and you look at Franchis, you look at Icy, you look at Rushiez, and the outlier being Avexys. Granted, of course, he's been playing with these guys for quite some time now, being on the Rise roster. But when they were Reciprocity, this was, their best map pick without question. This was their bread and butter. And, you know, that doesn't just, you don't lose that over time.
Yeah,
so
you
don't. So it makes sense for Rise to pick this as map 1. And good on them from winning round 1. Let's see if they can keep this energy going forward.
All right. So far, so good here as we've kicked off this round. Rise getting smoked out here towards B. eUnited's going to take this opportunity to get this hill capped up if they can, but Icy, he didn't take enough damage for him to stop that Lancer fire, and Kenny knows that that's not a good position for him to be in. He was the main focus of Rise in that moment, so he can feel kind of uncomfortable in that spot, repositions. But we'll see if this B hill still stays the main focus of eUnited. You see a lot of Rise members in this area, and with Rise pushing up, eUnited knows that they have to fight against this.
All right, eUnited is definitely going through. Kenny picks off one. Franchise answers back. Can he get the second? My guy is hitting shots. Well done. Rushiez pushing up. Bit of an awkward fight. Xplosive goes for the 1-2 punch. Not going to happen. Rushiez repositions, creates distance between him and Praized, and finds an opportunity to get onto Charlie. A lot of moving pieces, but Rise applying that pressure when needed most. eUnited's got to back him up. Rushiez picks up one. Can he get the second? No, sir, but Fran is going to be just on the backside to challenge once again. He's got to bring this in close, and he does. Beautiful. Can he get the second onto Xplosive? The opportunity's there, but either way, he has help now, and the pressure's going to be relieved, and Rise is looking to get another domination, and they will. Talk about it, a great start.
Man, you know, I could tell that Fran, he stepped up and he wanted to get that kill, but then he had the thought that I'm just going to back roll because I got help coming in, and he does that, and he takes the high percentage play and secures the round. So, you know, you got to have self-control like that sometimes, even though you get a nice first kill and you feel like you know you can get the double kill, but just take a step back, wait for the squad to get there. Nice 2 rounds from Rise to kick this one off. They've had great defense up top when it comes down to defending the B hill from getting captured by eUnited. But now EU is going to shift positions on a map because with their main focus being B the first 2 rounds, that sniper goes down low the bandstand. They got Riot want to spread this one out.
All right. Long shot. They're going to fight for that, of course. Leading the charge is going to be Praized for eUnited. He'll be joined by Xplosive just to the side of him. Of course, you have to account for Rushiez. Rushiez has traditionally been that front spawn for Rise, or even Reciprocity, trying to get those quick picks, those early engagement. You got to give a lot of faith and credit over towards him. He's incredible. Praized tries to get that pickup right in front of Rushiez, and Rushiez says, you're not doing that. You're not playing my game against me, okay? I'm the creator of the game. I'm going to let you know. Domination coming in. No, Powerz can't roll in. And sheesh, Blaze says it's a 3-0 for Rise.
Oh, those are 3 quick rounds today. I was curious if everybody was going to be perfect on predictions tonight, but the way Rise started playing these first 3 rounds, man, this could be the one series here. But as we know, 2 of our series today have already went to map 3s, and we had some unexpected map winners. But this one right here is definitely on the expected side because we know how good Rise is on District, and they're showing us that, and they showed us across these last 3 rounds. This is where eUnited is going to spread the map out just a bit. And Rise loves this because Rise is like, okay, cool, no problem. We get to build up our secondary grenades. I like that eUnited put NCNs up top so they can at least have some nades to work with as they're building up their secondaries.
Praized once again, round number 2 for the long shot against Rushiez. Rushiez is down, good connection. Franchis into the mix. Praized hitting some great shots, and the Lancer fire from mid absolutely helped too. Long shot into the hands of Praized. Xplosive going into green. Icy forced to retreat all the way back, and he's going to get sandwiched between Powerz and Xplosive. He's out of the way. Avexys trying to hold his own on B as eUnited goes for the domination attempt. Avexys should be able to get a touch, though. Surely picks up one, doing everything he can, tries to hop in. That's all he could do, and Xplosive makes him sit down. Finally, eUnited puts a point on the board.
Better initial at eUnited that round. It came down from winning that bandstand fight off the initial. Praise put in some good work quickly, looked towards center map, helped out his teammates. They had the next 2 kills locked in shortly after. And so from this point on, with them already having 2 center line power weapons to work around, this is where they focus on their secondaries throughout the rest of the map. But Rise hovering the middle, it's like, I'm pretty sure that's just a blunder. They should be building up their secondaries up top. But Rushiez is going to swing on over there towards the last second, get a Boltok placed down so they can get themselves a free incendiary grenade of their own.
All right. So we got Boltok up top, about to be ensign, as you said. So we're going to have a potential for what? 3 ensigns to be gathered for either Rise. Well, most likely going to be Rise, as they're going to obviously have that coming up very shortly. I highly doubt they're going to put anything mid. Powerz picks up one in middle, but it's not enough. Kenny still needs to get the pickup if he can, and a great double back onto Avexys. Icy fighting for his life as Rushiez hits a nice shot on the Powerz. That's going to alleviate some pressure, but even so, more work to be done. He'll get that backpack just to be safe, but eUnited, once again, a great initial. Are they threatening a domination? Yes, they are. Player 7, you got to clutch up, get this win. 7 can't do it. That was Fran. And Kenny now is going to have a wall of Rise members ahead of him, but the rest of the cavalry from eUnited is going to join him, so it's going to make Rise's life very difficult.
Yeah, it's making it really difficult. Now, eUnited is going to have to really withdraw. Icy and Avexys did a fantastic job holding off their home hill, but they haven't stopped roadie running since they got in those kills. They're looking for the next target. Avexys takes out Icy because he was behind him. I guess he wasn't expecting that wrap shot to come through. Both incendiary grenades are going to be used, but I think that's a win for Powerz. He did enough to give his teammates enough time to get positioning across the map.
So eUnited, decent lead so far. Rise desperately trying to answer back. They do have presence, a 2v1. That's going to be Praized by himself, trying to fight for E. He's about to get sandwiched. He's gone. Xplosive now trying to help out Powerz. Rushiez is out of the way. eUnited, what do they do from this spot? They're going to head straight down mid, apply pressure onto Icy and Fren. They might even double back, and they're going to see an opportunity. That's going to be the 2-1. They've got the hill advantage, and what they're betting on is Rise to not necessarily overcommit for their home hill, but at least send more players over there so then they can focus. 2 and 3 can maybe collapse down onto E. But maybe even not. eUnited's in a winnable spot. If they can even hold this and Rise doesn't effectively take their own home hill, that's going to be GG, and that's 2 out of the way. eUnited can effectively collapse down onto E and go for a domination.
Yeah, and they have a nice lead as well. Their opponent's not even getting points. They haven't even broken a 100 marker. eUnited has both home hills locked in. You're going to put a foot on E. That hill, already enough is done. Rise knows this as well. So round number 2 is going to be dominated by eUnited, and we'll see if they can build off of that and get 3 in a row for themselves.
Well, at least 2. 3-2. Working on their way for 3.
That could have been a round 1 from Rise ever since that team kill came through on the top portion of the map. And eUnited got set up. Rise was not able to get much after that.
At this point, I feel like I'm not even going to say it. Let's just see how this round ends up going, man. I'm not going to say it.
I'm not gonna let you. You tell me later.
Okay, I'll tell you later, man. But because I don't want to get chat going. I really don't want to get chat going at this point, man. But things are just weird. eUnited they get beat 3-0, and now they look this incredible in the past 2 rounds. I don't know. Things are definitely looking up.
Just 2 rounds.
But the way they did it.
On round 3, though.
The way they
talk on round 3.
All right, well, we'll talk on round 3, and it might be coming quickly. That's going to be 1 player down, 2 players down. Where's Icy at? Powerz looking to put him in the blender. Is that going to be 4 down? Almost. There it is. That's 4 down. And player 2 is going to go over towards D. Powerz gets the long shot. Now, player 2 needs some help. I'm curious if eUnited, they are going to send the troops over there. Now, let's see if Powerz connects first and foremost. He might. That's going to be a good body shot. Not enough. Actually, 1 player is going to be down.
Not enough, but he got help there. As long as he keeps hitting body shots, he'll be okay. Whoa! That was it. That was it. The down comes through. eUnited moves in. That's another headshot. Sheesh, bro. Oh man, yeah, we got to. Hey, 3 rounds in a row. Oh my God, just put them out. Just put them out. Like, okay.
And I just saw, and this is the thing.
Earned that one.
And Rise just tweeted from their Twitter account too. Fran going dad mode on him. MB4 disaster struck. 3 rounds in a row. eUnited ties it up. Well,
they're back in this one, folks. Just that quickly. You see how they flipped the switch. They knew if they gave Rise a 4-0 lead coming back in this map, they were going to have to chalk it up, and the rest of their night was gonna be that much more difficult.
Yep.
Instead, they like I said, they flipped the switch. They get 3 rounds of their own. Beautiful snipe plays from Powerz. Praized winning some big 1v1s off the start. Just great team effort overall. Now, I'm really curious to see how this round breaks down. You got the boys of Rise with some free grenades in hand. We're gonna have
take a little break.
We're gonna have a technical timeout here.
Let's take a little break. In just about every fight.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Dream Conspiracy could play Pittsburgh Knights right now, and you'd be like, "I'm going Dream Conspiracy."
And I wish I had a dream catcher to keep me in line, okay? Because that conspiracy was the one I should have never brought into.
You did too.
All right, that one hurt me because I had high hopes for Jay Smooth.
You went with them like 3 times.
I did because I was like, this is the week for them. I was like, I know they can.
And then they get 10-0. I was like, yo.
Nah, man, I was out the loop. And I rolled last place from then on out.
All right, here we go. Let's get this fight underway. Less ensigns on the map. We're not going to have all that chaos, all that craziness. But what do we know? If you're just now joining us, you're coming into the mix. We had that little bit of a restart. Rise wins the first 3 rounds. eUnited wins the next 3 rounds. So at this point in time, eUnited should have the momentum. Now, we did have a restart that could change things. But as far as I'm concerned right now, eUnited is well on the warpath to winning the series, or winning this map at least.
We'll see if they can keep up with it. Avexys is going to be able to get the incendiary grenades up top. Praized going to lose his life amongst this process. Xplosive goes down as well. And in this moment, eUnited being backed up, the E-Heal, D-Heal in favor of Rise. They're looking like they're about to get the map point now.
I'd be well on their way to doing so. This would be good for Rise. Again, you know, off the restart, maybe Rise feels a little bit better. Ooh. Maybe it gives them that break they needed. Domination coming in, but player 1 is going to ruin that attempt. Praized. Forced to back off. He knows he can't stick it just yet. Still some unfinished business as Rise continues to push up, and I don't know what that was about.
Flame on.
Is that a Hot Cheeto reference? I mean, what was that flavor?
You know, Fantastic Four. You know, I don't know. I say it a lot. You know, I got a lot of fire emotes. Okay.
Oh, you do.
But,
you do. I give you that.
It's I got a lot. I know this with them, but hey, I'm gonna spam them all over the TL when shit is hot. Okay. Hell, the more the merrier. But I tell you one thing right now, man. eUnited, they have regained control over the E-Hill. They got the D-Hill locked in as well. So with this map positioning, I don't think they're going to get the win condition back in their favor. It is going to disappear right now, so you never know. It could go back in their favor. Rise, they have a big lead, and they're just focusing on which is going to be the first engagement. Is it at E or D? But it's going to be down low at bandstand, I feel.
Got some breaking news about eUnited. And you know how you can bet channel points?
Yeah.
eUnited betted for Rise.
Oh!
I don't know if that's like reverse psychology. Chat, let eUnited know. Chat, eUnited betted for Rise.
I wonder why.
United's always called me Freeflections. I go with eUnited. I support them.
Let them know.
Let
them know.
I hope eUnited wins this. Now, I hope you bet all your channel points too. Now, Grant, now look, hold on. Let me take a step back. I don't care. I'm neutral. I really don't care who wins this. Predictions are just predictions. That's all they are. But eUnited, what are you doing? You talk all this trash and then you bet for Rise?
Man, maybe some 200
credibility
IQ
gone
behind that one.
Nah, that's
200 IQ
smooth brain.
No.
Smooth brain, man. No, there's nothing.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Hey, well, you know, smooth brain like a cue ball, man. eUnited. Not free flections, but Taylor reflections coming for you because ain't nothing free about that comment he made, okay? He gave it to you.
I'm just saying.
Okay, you earned that one.
Hey, come on. You're going to roast the viewers for picking Rise, and you're going to pick Rise?
Damn, you got all the intel. You would've got the scoop, huh?
I know. Rise tweeted out, caught in 4K. Rise let me know. Caught in 4K. Hey, let's get it back on track, though. eUnited's up 4-3 map point. This would be a big win for them, given how it started, right? With Rise with that 3-0 lead. And one thing eUnited's been doing a good job doing, Blaze, is retaking control when Rise is able to gain it off the initial, off the start. This might be a quick round. That's 3 out of the way. Icy, last one on the map for Rise. He's gone for the overextension. That's going to force eUnited back which in a way is a good thing. But now they're already pressured up on the D, and Rise are going to have to fight hard if they want to stay in this round.
Yeah, Powerz, he's going to step up. He wants to take the first shot. Praized with the scope. That's a 3-piece and a trip cap coming through. eUnited lock in map number 1 after being down 0-3. They win 5 in a row in a dominant fashion.
Absolutely. Looking in. You love that. Dragon Ball, Hua, Mr. Miyagi. You're bringing it today, Blaze. I'm loving it. That's tough. 5 in a row. And I got to pass the question back over to you, seriously, because I don't know. Fundamentally, what went wrong for Rise? Why did eUnited have such a tremendous performance 5 rounds in a row where Rise opened it up so incredibly well?
Oh, man. Looking back over those last 5 rounds, I felt like that was a big dominant performance for eUnited. You go back towards the first 3, Rise, they were getting first bloods off the initial. They were translating those into dominations. Those first 3 rounds were probably the quickest 3 rounds we've seen in any succession in this map.
They were incredible,
Yeah, they were. They looked good. But those center line power weapons, eUnited, I believe, Rise had an opportunity with a shot grenade, probably one round where eUnited didn't have theirs. I think they missed out on that round. That was one advantage that they could have had. That possibly could have got them a 4-0 lead in that moment. But flame grenades up top, sniper down low. Powerz was all over this map. Kenny and Xplosive, they were filling in the gaps. Praized was slaying out. And, it was a successful strategy on the side of eUnited, because at a certain point, once you win the initial fight and the power weapons are in your favor, you get 2 incendiary grenades, you get the sniper bullets. It just comes down to continuing to put out damage on your opponent and play your numbers, and that's something that eUnited does so well. You can kind of see it in this clip.
Powerz and Xplosive. So look at this. I love this just series of elimination. Powerz picks up 1. That's the second body shot. And then right there, you can see the effects of the third. That sniper not going to waste whatsoever in his hands. Great pressure all around for eUnited. I love their ability to retake control from Rise. And that was one of the things I pointed out. Rise, in that round number 7, I believe it was, round number 6, excuse me. No, round number 7, Rise was threatening the domination, and you can tell how quick eUnited was able to retake control back in their favor. But let's talk about Harbor, map number 2. We've talked enough about District, I think. We had plenty of time to break it down, especially with that technical pause. But Harbor, how do we think this is going to play out? eUnited ends up picking this map. We know the history between Rise and eUnited in Phase 1. This was map number 3 during that long-winded, and I think you were casting it actually, I believe, with Colin and Ashes. That long-winded battle, 27 total rounds. This was the final map. Went round 9. Rise gets the victory over eUnited. But what has changed from that series to now, whether it be for Rise or eUnited? Let's at least point the conversation towards eUnited, Blaze. What has changed in their play style from Phase 1 to Phase 2?
But outside of life changes that may happen between a lot of these players,
yes.
But between stages 1 and 2, because Rise started this stage off flat. They had that great matchup against eUnited beforehand, but you go back towards stage 1, they had some inconsistencies there as well. 4v4 wasn't treating them right. They still had a lot to learn. It's completely different from 5v5 beforehand. And they were just trying to get back to that flow, become dominant with that squad. They had just came off of not having Enzim anymore. He was having a highlight season with Hive as well. Transitioning from then till now, I think eUnited just has regained more focus. I think eUnited has more focus from that last series till the end, because I still feel like this Rise team is somewhat the same as what they were last split. So I don't feel like many changes have happened with them. But on the flip end, this eUnited team has been playing with a lot more fire lately. And because of what they're trying to accomplish in the practice that they've put in, I feel like that's why we're seeing, I guess, a difference in this series than we saw in the last.
I agree with that. Rise, they do look the same as they did in Phase 1 going into here in Phase 2. Actually much the same performance, I think, in standings, if not maybe neck and neck, maybe a little worse. We'll have to see as, they do wrapped up after not only tonight, but also for tomorrow. But for eUnited, there's been a big shift in how they looked, last phase in comparison to this phase.
Yeah.
But, specifically about Harbor, I think eUnited's going to play this much better. One of the things eUnited has always done a good job on, this, select four, typically just this select four, because they've been playing together now for quite some time when they were under the, UIU banner. UIU was a team that struggled on certain maps. District historically used to be one of UIU's worst maps, and that was the one they always played against Reciprocity. Ashes did a great job back when he was coaching. Now, obviously, Rubik's is with the United boys, but they did a really good job at just, hammering home that map, figuring it out, getting better and better, because they didn't want a weak point. They didn't want, a chink in their armor whatsoever. And I think eUnited now with Rubik's, they've done a really good job at developing their skills and their ability to play setup and kind of relearn Harbor once again, because we know their history on Harbor. They're a great Harbor team. They always have been, and they just had to find it once again, Blaze. And I think eUnited has definitely improved quite a bit on this map. So I don't expect this to play the same way as it did from phase one during that one matchup. And the reason why is because eUnited has become more well-rounded. They're not as overly aggressive as they were. And I know Colin was hitting that home during that cast with Ashes and yourself. So we'll see. Let's see how this runs out. It could, finish much the same way, but I don't expect it to. eUnited, they're just on a different level at this point.
All right, well, let's see if they can stay at this high level. Kenny with 2 back A's, making it a triple kill. He's running to the C hill currently. Praized capping up B. Fran versus his old squad mate. Praized gonna back up, knows he has explosive help. Trip caps coming through currently. I don't know if Rise makes it here in time. He get there at the nick of time. Kenny goes down, but Powerz, and he get the double. Help comes, and they make it just in time.
All right, so eUnited, strong start. You couldn't ask for a better start from them. 48 seconds, 1 round win already. And break it down for me, Blaze. For Rise, what went wrong?
They didn't kill Kenny.
Okay.
they were hoping that somebody asked the question, who killed Kenny, but they did not. What it got him at the
I get it. Hey.
Yeah. they got him at the back end of the round, but that was after he had already gotten that 3-piece own winch and was head down and towards the home hill. Praized had positioning on the B hill already. Wasn't much that Fran can do. Just more aggression that was successful from eUnited.
All right, well, let's see if that aggression once again pays dividends. The fight underway once again. Powerz going to be leading the charge. Now, he did have help, but it's not going to amount to much. Rushiez gets a great elimination. Kenny, though, are they going to be able to take him out? He's so influential before. Xplosive, though, goes for the pickup. Can he get away? He goes for the team revive as well, but Avexys and Icy clinical in the way they were able to engage that fight, and they take it. Rise at this point, strong start, maybe even a stronger finish. They're going for the domination.
Yeah, Rise trying to respond, and they're doing great. Avexys, Icy, they're holding off, and with this kill coming through, they respond back right away in 44 seconds. Good job to Rise off of that one. Rushiez picked up some big kills there towards the winch, but I think that was Avexys and Icy. They're 2v2 against Kenny and Xplosive, getting those kills quickly. They were able to group up with their teammates. They had the numbers advantage. They get on top of the home hill.
All right, let's go ahead and head into yet another round, all tied up 1-1. This might be a lot closer than you were thinking, especially after 48 seconds, round one. You might be thinking, man, eUnited is going to take off with this, but then we have an answer back from Rise. And I expect that to be kind of the flow of how this is going to go down, round in, round out. eUnited won this side 48 seconds, round one. Let's see if they can replicate that success. Starts with the winch fight. Powerz once again leading the charge. He's going to go head first into Avexys, but hold up a second. Icy, he's going to take the top side position, gets the drop, not only an Xplosive, but also Kenny dropped because of Rushiez, and Rise adjusting mid-battle, and it pays dividends.
Yes, it will. Icy winning that battle, being able to rain down fire on top of the winch, then the winch shooting down towards the B hill, then the trip cap domination is coming through. Xplosive gets one, but that one kill surely not as it's quickly picked up and capped up. Rise gets 2 in a row, and that round right there was more dominant than the last, if you ask me.
100%. And, you know, what a time for Rise to perform well. This is map number 2 after all. You want to send it to a game 3. And quite personally, I want to see Exhibit because, as I've said before, that's a map that Rise, at least for since it's been reintroduced in the 4v4 competitive cycle here for Gears Esports, Rise has struggled specifically on that map. eUnited, I wouldn't necessarily say they're the strongest team on Exhibit. They've had their downfalls and some tough losses on that map to teams you wouldn't necessarily expect them to have a loss or even go to round 9 on. But with that being said, I still want to see how well Rise does. I think that's the biggest question for me going into Exhibit. I think United be fine, but I want to see Rise. But let's go ahead and head into round number 4, Blaze. Let's see if Rise readjusts like they just did in the previous.
All right, they're going to have their right hand, actually playing off their left hand. United has the right, but Rushiez, that does not stop him. Did a fantastic job navigating through the flash grenades, picking up a kill. But Xplosive and Kenny, they hold strong to make this a 2v2. Icy getting some nice shots over the top. Kenny is going to be able to pick up that kill as well. So beautiful plays there for eUnited, being able to work together. Now, can they get the B hill? Praized goes down, but Powerz is going to be able to get into position, and he's going to have some help on the winch side as well. Ooh. Beautiful kill from him.
Perfect.
Yeah, in that moment, I definitely had faith for Fran. Just the way he's been playing is just absolutely incredible. I love that angle from Icy. Rushiez constantly pushing up, not allowing Kenny or Xplosive to breathe, not even allowing them to really pick each other up. Takes them out 1 by 1. United has the 2-1, but you can already see what Rise's game plan is. Well, maybe not. I thought they were pushing for Charlie, but they're going to, prioritize this little overlook position to look down, help out 2 and 4 to push in on B. And you can tell they're just trying to pick off 1 by 1 of United so they can slowly collapse in for a potential domination, but at least keep that pressure on United, not allow them a safe passage anywhere.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to do that. They want to block off as many lanes as they possibly can. Now, you see in a moment, Rise with 2 heals to their name. They're going to rotate a player back to help out the Winch and Stern fight as this is about to break out into a 3v3 engagement. The 2v2 engagement is already started, but the third players are rotating into the fight. Nice flash on the side of Rise. Icy finds a kill. Powerz does as well, but Powerz behind. Rise trapped between 2. They got to focus on 1, and they take out Powerz, the third member of eUnited, being Xplosive. Just disengages, got separated from the fight, goes in a little bit too late, and Rise is feeling comfortable in this moment, just a few seconds away from the lead.
Few seconds away indeed. United still a chance to take this, but they've got to fight back. Rise has been doing a great job defensively, and they're not making United's job any easier. Now, Kenny does pick up the retro. He's going to use that on Icy. Curious to see if his teammates decide to join him. At this point, 30 seconds is a decent amount of time. You can take your time if you're an eUnited member, and I must say, challenging the bottom side, using 3 members to do so, not something I foresaw, or at least foreseen happening, but it is something that is working. They take the 2-1, they take back the win condition, and now Rise is forced to answer back. And Avexys hit some great shots, but the team pickup is in. Rise, you got to get the 2-1, and they answer back with the double home hill setup. Where's the United? They're going to now go for a 2-2 split on not only A, but also Charlie.
Yeah, they needed decap now. They got a 2v2, 2 1v1s. Rushiez gets the first down. That's in a 2v2 fight. And with those kills coming through, Rise, definitely they're going to win this round. Beautiful execution from them. And they're going to take 3 in a row to be able to feel comfortable in this map, especially as they go towards the second half. That neutral hill is moving up to top Stern. They're in a fantastic position. But when it comes down to these secondaries, Rise, they already have their shot grenade. They're going to start building up down low and making sure that home hill player can get some of that headshot potential with the Botox, some extra firepower in their 1v1. And eUnited, they even up the weapon placement. Let's see how things change, because I know in the second half, these squads are going to have a few more strategies they can play around.
Absolutely. And not to mention eUnited is going to be able to, I think, feel a lot more comfortable fighting for E. They got utility, and they actually stopped to take up that shot. Rise is going to know this, and does that force them to push up harder? No, it doesn't. They don't have the shock, so eUnited should theoretically have an advantage, and Kenny already hits a headshot on the Rushiez. Avexys is down because the shock. Icy's also out of the way. That's 3 gone. Avexys is going to be staggered out. Fran now last one standing, fighting for his life, and ultimately he's going going to lose it. eUnited, they're going in for the domination. That's what you do when you have a successful start like that. It's explosive. You go in for the domination. But is player one going to get there in time? Surely he does. And Rushiez will save the day.
If you guys ever want to understand how fast these squads play, just pay attention to the mini map. Okay, pay attention to the mini map, how they break out, how they switch from target to target, understanding where everybody is on the map. Beautiful overextension from Rushiez, decapping the E hill. That buys his team some time. I honestly thought eUnited was about to win this round, but Rushiez knew what the perfect play was in that moment, and it wasn't to fight at his home hill.
Yeah, well done for Rushiez. Just keep the game alive, but for how much longer? eUnited is significantly increased in points. They doubled that of Rise. But finally, Rise will definitively answer back. That's going to be 3 out of the way. Make that 4 as Kenny is forced to be staggered, and Rise is off to the races to do what eUnited was just trying to do to them just earlier. Player 8's going to break out. That's Xplosive from eUnited. He's going to be challenged, though, from Rushiez. He needs to get up here, get a touch. Not going to happen in time. And I must say, Blaze, that is an impressive response and counter for Rise to bring it 4-1. Well done to Rushiez to keep that possibility possible. He is the hero for that last round.
Yeah, Rushiez played it fantastically. Decapping the E hill, dropping back for Lancer and support fire, rotating around. He rotated around towards mid, but then even broke off back towards E because he knew that he had to defend the E hill just in case eUnited tried to go for the decap there to keep the round alive. And that's him just making sure that he kept his lane clear and he kept an eye on it because he knew that was his role being on that side of the map and nobody had to tell him. So fantastic plays for him being that anchor, but Rise with a 4-1 lead. Looking to get us to Exhibit just 1 round away.
1 round away. Hey, you want to talk about turning things around? Hey, the definition is Rise in this harbor map. Yeah, they have just been so impressive, so resilient, and the composure is real. You expect that from Rise, and you expect that from a series such as this. I was just praising eUnited's ability to, not only adapt and overcome, but also improve tremendously. And I'm not seeing that. Rise is still handling their business much like they did months ago during their matchup in Phase 1. But Powerz, can he be stopped? I don't know. That's a brick on Rushiez, but Rushiez answers and takes him out. Rushiez is unstoppable.
Yeah, Rushiez is having a fantastic map. Even in the earlier rounds that Rise won is because Rushiez dominance on top of the winch. He goes down, but Fran's going to have his back as he trades out the kill. Rushiez revive, quickly goes down again.
This is still an initial.
Kenny trying to stay in the fight. Pretty much a tie game at this point. He knows help is coming. They tell him to chill out. It's a 2v2 fight. Kenny goes down. The revive is there. Avexys can't step up for the play. Playing from afar for damage. Kenny gets the first down, and the tables will turn onto Rise.
Maybe Fran is there. Can Fran pull off some heroics? Not going to happen. He was just, in between 3 players. Rushiez is back for round 2. He's hot under the collar, but that's going to be 4 down and surely a round for eUnited. That's a lot of, well, they're going to leave.
That's a gap for Rushiez.
And Rushiez is still saving the day. He's still making plays even though he's down but not out.
But, in the end, eUnited knew what was going to happen. Any new player off respawn was going to have to cap that hill, and they had to quickly take their numbers to the home hill of their opponent while they had the 3v2. They understood how the players were staggered, so it was designed right. Rushiez got the cap. It was funny. He got a few extra points, but eUnited knew someone was going to rotate there eventually.
All right, so what is the response from eUnited? I guess we're just going to go ahead and build up to those, to the Ensigns. Fair enough, you have Ensigns and the Shock. Now, a question for you. Does Rise take their time and pick up the Shock this time? They skipped it last time. We've seen it be a huge factor for eUnited off the rip. Does Rise, or do you think it's worth it for Rise to even stop, or do you just want them to send it full send over to Stern and Winch?
I think they keep what's been working. They have to fight the Stern and Winch fight. They can get funky and send 2 players mid-map, drop a power weapon, try to pick it up. Put more focus towards the home hills if they want to. Control both incendiaries, which is a nice play, but it's more of a secondary play. You'll get destroyed not having winch, and you make so many rotations from home hill to home hill. eUnited will pick up on that right away, so Rise has to stay in the battle up top Stern and try to find little advantages in these engagements. Focus fire the same player. Try to rotate your nade over. Whatever they can do, they're looking for it. They've been doing a good job, but eUnited has done a better one.
Icy still a chance to at least put up a decent fight, but Kenny's doing Kenny things. All right, Kenny is doing Kenny things. Fran last alive once again. He's been playing that 1v spot. Instant out. Praized, excuse me, is going to go in and dodge it. But Xplosive still has an angle and is going to be able to pepper him up and take him down and opens up a door to get onto F. Is there going to be a Rushiez attempt over for the neutral? Well, no, he's going to stay here on the home hill. Fight for the life of the round for Rise. And, man, eUnited starting to look scary, Blaze, if I've ever seen so myself. And the reason why is because they're coming back. Player 3 does make a break. He's full red. Icy, though, is going to drop down at the 1 yard line, and that's going to end the dreams of Rise, keeping this round alive. And 2 in a row, 4-3. Round number 8 about to be here, Blaze.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past eUnited to get motivated just to say, okay, well, Rise got 3 in a row last time and we swept them. This time they got 4 in a row and we swept them. So, like, they always want to one-up Rise. That's how deep this rivalry has been over the last, 5 years at this point? Between
so
Xplosive
long.
and franchise-led teams.
It's been so long.
It's been so long, right? And
but
so,
I like it.
You know, one reason why I was able to call so many comebacks back in Gears of War 4 is because I knew the players on both squads, and I knew how the Optic roster fed off of those type of comebacks. Like, just to talk trash at the end and say, hey, look what we did, you know?
Yeah,
you guys could have messed with us. That feeds them. And I feel like they're trying to eat some of that right now.
I knew Fran was going to throw a Hail Mary out there. I knew he was, and Powerz, he knew it too. He predicts it correctly, just sidesteps over and avoids it. That's 3 gone. Fran, once again, last alive, but it's to be expected. He is the one trying to play the OE spot, maybe even that 1v1 position. And if anybody can handle it, it's Fran, right? Fran has been doing a great job. He's comfortable in these positions. He's made so many clutch plays. You know, just so many moments are coming back into my mind, even during majors. But at this point in time, eUnited, yeah, they have the 2-1, but Rise is breaking out pretty strongly. It's going to be a 4v3, and Powerz about to have his hands full. But this ramp retake is difficult to do, but I guess made easier as Powerz completely backs off. He didn't even want it.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't want to give up his life. eUnited was playing from a defensive position. Fran, by him staying alive the way that he did, he brought his team enough time to pick up a kill on Praized. Praized thought the trip cap domination was going to get played for, but they couldn't find a player on a map, so eUnited didn't feel comfortable. And that's just how aware they are. Just like I said before, positioning can win or lose you some rounds, and just like that,
yes, sir.
Rise closes out map number 2. Even though they lost the initial, they know how to turn it around.
I like it. I really do. Rise. Hey, no one voted for you, but quite honestly, I would be very happy if you did win this series. And the reason why is because it's going to make that dialogue that much more interesting heading into the major. Rise stays alive. We got Exhibit coming up next. We'll see how that's going to unfold. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, map number 3 coming your way. And welcome back, everybody. An incredible series underway is to be expected between the 2 powerhouse teams of eUnited and Rise. 5-3 victory for Rise. It could have been a 5-1, but they let 2 rounds slip through their fingertips. But ultimately, they get the W. That's all that matters. eUnited, though, was looking pretty good for a couple of those rounds. Kenny was pretty unstoppable, but you got to give it to Fran, just unrelenting. Even though he's playing that home hill to home hill, that solo position, keeping the rounds alive. Rushiez himself keeping the round alive in that narrow opportunity to get onto the home hill, which resulted in Rise taking a win. I liked what I seen from Rise. I truthfully did. And now that Rise knows they can beat eUnited on Harbor, I think they already understood they could before. That's going to be an interesting one if they do find each other, on the same side of the bracket during the spring major. Going into Exhibit, though, map number 3, and the series has played out quite well, but, we talked about Rise, their struggles on Exhibit, Blaze. You haven't even seen Rise play Exhibit in quite some time.
I have not seen Rise play Exhibit in quite some time. You're absolutely right there, Frank. But I'm curious to see how this map is going to play out for him. Sorry, Frank. How am I calling you Frank? Oh,
why'd you call? Wait, what? I don't know. I was like, you making a joke? I'm not your 2v2 co-caster.
Yeah, why not?
It's probably
Frank.
I'm not even. I don't even look like a Frank. Frank.
You could be a Frank. Let's be honest.
How could I be a Frank? I don't even know if I should take offense to that, because there's nothing against Franks. You know what I'm saying?
But nothing against Frank.
Nothing against Franks.
Usually I have at least an explanation, but right there I don't. So I apologize.
I thought you were making a joke. I was like just gonna roll with it, but then I was like, wait, that's your 2v2 partner. Dang, man.
But anywho, we haven't had Astro battles in a while, so maybe I am missing Frank.
I think you
they come back and they make some changes.
Good guy.
They need to do some execution tourneys, hell, over there at Astro battles or 2v2 control. Hopefully they have some fun with it. But as we are talking about this series, I am curious to see how Rise is going to play Exhibit, because I do want to give that leg over towards eUnited on that map, just because I feel like they play it more frequently than Rise. One thing that I thought Rise did very, very well in the last map was they played at a calm pace. When kills came through, they wasn't over rotating. It seemed like they were on the same page. They brought the Lancers out, and they just looked like the Rise of old. They knew that they were going to close that map out, but they just had to calm down, slow it down. So let's see how Exhibit's going to play. It's going to be some big team fights down low, but rotations and smarts and some aggressive 1v1 plays can give you a dominant performance on this map.
Let's see how it's going to unfold now for Rise. If they do get this victory over United, obviously that's going to be pretty big given the performance from Rise during this this phase alone. But I think more importantly, to win on Exhibit for them over a team such as eUnited, which I wouldn't put eUnited as the strongest team on Exhibit given this point in time, but I would definitely say they are top 3 without question. So Rise getting this victory would mean quite a bit, at least in my mind alone, which I know that doesn't amount to much just as a caster, but hey, let's find out how it's going to unfold for Rise. They do take the 2-1 early on, and I must say their shots are hitting pretty clean, Blaze.
Yeah, no, they're hitting really, really clean. And so Rise, with this B hill control in their favor, they're feeling really comfortable, but they have to be careful up top. Rushiez knows that he has to disengage. He does not want to give eUnited a play after his team has worked so hard. And he wastes no time. We talked about this during the Challenger series. When players sit on that left side where Rushiez just was, 1v1 players feel like since they have that right-hand advantage, they can be a little bit more aggressive than they was before. Avexys is going to fly up top, save the day. Explosive getting that down from afar is going to guarantee that fight being won for his team, because nobody can get that revive on Avexys. Now Icy gets the cleanup. Oh, I take that back. Avexys did get revived, so never mind.
Avexys back in
it. Make it up there.
And that's going to bring it to a 4-3, you know, still manageable. Fran is going to drop off. eUnited needs to pull off one of their good old-fashioned eUnited, you know, comebacks. We'll see if it's going to be possible as they do slowly inch their way up. Now, player 7, look at where he's at, though. See, that's the thing. Rushiez is looking to go in onto A, but player 4 is looking at him, and he's kind of sniffed us out. He knows it's taking place, but ooh, wait a second. He's getting sneaky. I like this play from look at this.
Fantastically.
He really is.
He is being a rat. He is being annoying. He's being sneaky around here. He gets behind Kenny. He knows that no other players are dead. So he's just behind enemy lines, and he's going to disengage, runs past Kenny to help his teammates in the fight down low. And Rushiez gets a decap at the B hill. Love the rotation out of him. And decap 2 hills on his own while his teammates have forced the fight on the opposite end of the map.
All right, let's see how this unfolds for United. Yeah, they're not gonna have a chance.
He's gonna emote him like, "What's up?"
Hey,
like,
look, and you know what? And that is the things we need to see. All right, you know, it's personal between the two teams. You mentioned the history. What, 5 years? It's just such a long time, but it's also love and respect between both rosters. So get a little emotes out there. I think that's fair enough. You know, that's just Gears.
Yeah, but Rushiez really made some dope plays. And even
he did. I love that.
Yeah, without
that
fighting Kenny, without fighting Kenny, he decapped 2 hills, kept him busy, and let his teammates make a play. I'll emote at the end of the round. Talk your talk, Rushiez, all right? About to head into round number 2. Avexys got 7 kills to his name and no deaths.
Again.
Let's see if he can double up.
I'm liking this theme. You know, every series we have had someone who has just had a standout round 1 and maybe even a standout round 2. I will say if Avexys can stay deathless, even in round number 2 against eUnited, we're going to talk about making a statement. I'd be dancing too. Icy's good angle onto Explosive. He's gone. Rushiez is out of the way. Powerz takes him down. Avexys the man of the hour to man who can, you know, have the power at this point. He's going to go ahead and back off and at least stay toe-to-toe with that of Icy. Powerz going through. Avexys backs off, but he should have caught a glimpse of his backside if someone decides to push him from eUnited. That's going to be Praized. He turns around to engage. Praized looking to end the streak. Not going to happen this time. Avexys gets to clean up. 2 in front of Icy and Avexys. Icy doing a great job handling himself onto 1. Xplosive gone. Powerz running back to his spawn, trying to stay up. He's even going up top. He's just got to create some distance.
But he can't create any more there. He had to turn around and fight at some point. Tried to wait for help to come off the respawn. Avexys charges into Praized because he knew his teammate was coming up on the right side, and Rushiez gets the double kill. Kenny's going to keep this round alive as he gets the decapture at A. That's going to be on his opponent's spawn side of the map. Icy is going to drop back, try to take this 1v1. And Kenny's not necessarily against taking a 1v1. Well, I guess he was because he tried to run away. I don't blame him for trying to get away and keeping some positioning on the map. But, you know, that may have not been a bad 1v to try to fight.
See what Avexys. Good shots on a Praized. He's hitting just about everyone. He goes for the attack. I think this is where he dies, though. Unless he pulls off some heroics, gets away, dancing around, and he does get away. Oh, and it's a great shot into Powerz, but Powerz says, you know,
going up now.
Powerz says, Avexys, enough, man. You got to get out of here. I'm sick of it. And eUnited is doing a good attempt to maybe sneak in this round once again, but Rise was in the spot before, and they shut it down. They didn't even care.
Nah, they didn't at all. They figured out a way how to win. Now, it's Rise right where they want to be. They went on for 30 seconds. That bus is hard, but we're going to see how strong the brakes are on it. Praized, Xplosive up top. Xplosive goes down. Praized is trying to regroup with some teammates, give his team a better advantage, but Rise has a better defense.
A solid
this time around. Solid defense, right? I don't know when the last time they had that exact same defense because they haven't played the map in a while, but this time that was a good one. And the Avexys, I could just imagine the comms right now. They resemble something like that.
I actually want you to recreate it. I don't know if you feel in good faith to do so.
Let's go! Come on, Jose! Let's go, Rush!
Hey, no one Rise though. You know what? I'm listening to their comms during scrims. How many times we got to hear them say "baby"? They call each other "baby" all the time.
Baby,
let's go, baby. Hey, baby.
Oh my God, that looks so good. Nice 1v2. Like, don't even give me. That's actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. That is my favorite thing about being a teammate is gassing my squad mates. So
aggressively.
Depends on the time, okay? You know, I mix it up a little bit. I got balance. But if you guys have ever got any praise for me as one of my teammates, just know I love y'all. I will gas you up any day of the week, okay?
Round number 3, Rise. Already off to a great start again. They've been pretty flawless. I think all 3 initials, they've been able to get the 2-1 early on. eUnited, though, is going to be giving it their best effort to collapse in. But Powerz and Kenny already out of the way. And eUnited getting put into the blender as, man, can these guys even break through? Well, Xplosive is gone. Praized is gone. And Avexys... Woo! No, I just realized something. And I'm so mad at this. Blaze?
What?
eUnited, the social media manager, voted for Rise. And even if his team loses, he still wins.
Yeah, but...
I can't beat this guy.
No, you had him right the first time. Why he playing both sides of the fence? Taylor, you called him. You called him.
It doesn't matter if he still wins in channel points, Blaze.
All right, but he didn't vote for his team.
Dang, that just hit me so hard. eUnited better win this.
His own squad. He's rigging some stuff out there, and we need to call League Ops. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
For channel points, Blaze, hold up. For channel points,
they up to something.
Okay, look at Avexys, 14-4, 1 death. He may only have 1 death.
Beautiful stat line.
It is just. I tell you what, Avexys is. He's just that guy. He's built different. At least here on Exhibit. We haven't seen him play Exhibit, but at least, you know, in Pro League for some time, but they've clearly been scrimming. Something's been going right for him. I'm liking this Rise.
Something has been going right for them. Sometimes they just need their back against the wall for them to feel that brotherhood, to understand how long they've been teammates, all the crazy series they've been through, and they know that they can get through it all. They just have to trust each other, play together, and just be trying to get 1% better every single day. You know, at this point, they want to get at least 10% better every day. We only got a few days towards the major, okay? Double time.
But
so far, they looking good.
Double time. Getting flashbacks, man. eUnited. Oh, no. Is the domination already coming through once again? Well, they're going to have to fight tooth and nail for Charlie, their own home hill. It's going to be a 3v3. Kenny and Powerz, though, are going to double team onto Icy. Fran will fall. eUnited will stay alive. And this is their opportunity to come back. Avexys being annoying, though, from the corner. Powerz sees it through, takes him down. And eUnited has free reign to get onto B if they decide to. And I think they will, and yes, they will. So good on them.
Yeah. So they're going to cap up this hill, but look at the lead that Rise has. Pretty much 100-point lead for them currently. Powerz picks up a kill here. Home in a squad. They have the B hill locked in. They have a win condition here in this moment as well. So far, so good. Multiple downs on the map. Kills come through for the side of both teams, but the advantage in favor of eUnited currently. Gonna see Fran try to overextend. He's gonna get met up with Powerz. Nice flash grenade, gets the stun, and you know, I would have loved to see him take that fight, but he goes for the decap first. Let's see if that's gonna make a difference.
Still, that's a big comeback. Well, GOG team does have the win condition, but it's hanging on by a thread. Rise gets a decap on the neutral, which they're going for. Rushiez going to be in there. That's going to swing the odds back. If he sticks to full cap, shoot, this might be over with. I like, though, Kenny, but
you see
they are.
Condition that Rise is playing for. They're playing for decaps, kills. They're not threatening their lives. As long as they're getting time off one of these hills, they just keep playing their numbers. They're going to get this B hill locked in, double the points for just a few seconds here, but that hill's decapped. Now, this is Rise's home hill, so they're about to get some points there. Now, we only see 2 players on mini-map that are close to B. Xplosive contesting his lane, pushes Rise back, and I wish they would have played forward there, but actually not. They guaranteed themselves the win condition here. It's 16 seconds on the clock. You got 2 members of eUnited on the opposite end of the map that takes them 10 seconds to get to the hill. Rise pretty much is fighting a 4v2 in this moment. They back up and they make that annoying. They got the shock, the NC, and they had everything that they needed. Beautiful play. That's the safe one. Wow,
4-0 lead. Rise, I wanted to say this. I like the way you guys are looking. I like the way you guys are looking. This, I think the entire day, and I'll probably say this again, Blaze, but this entire day has been an eye-opening experience as to... Now, granted, this is going to be the only one that we're most likely going to get wrong. I expect Rise to close this out.
Yeah.
But with the eUnited keeping the series so close to F&I, with Team Queso almost beating Pittsburgh Knights, with Rise, you know, well on their way to beating eUnited, that shows me that it's not as clear-cut as we thought heading into the major, Blaze. Anything is possible still.
No, anything is definitely possible. And I'm actually happy that eUnited, they poked at Rise. And you remember when we had to reset map number 1 for that weapon placement? You know, whatever was said between both teams during that standoff. Yep. Yeah, eUnited, they locked in those last 2 rounds in map number 1. But my God, these last 2 maps, so far, 9-1 in favor of Rise, I believe it's been. 9-2?
Yeah.
Looking to close this out in a 5-0 fashion. They're like, hey, don't y'all ever count us out. You better be ready for us this weekend. And when you see us in a bracket, you better get shaky a little bit.
You know, that is the thing. And you know, Rise, by the way, eUnited is most likely going to take this round. So Rise is, I mean, just a championship caliber team. And this close to the major, just, it really comes to show you when it comes time for major time, you really see the best come out. Well done from Powerz, dancing around Kenny as well. That's going to solidify this round, and eUnited finally going to put a point on the board.
All right, let's see. Let's see, can they build off of this? Can they get 4 rounds of their own? Send us to a round number 9. eUnited, we talked about how talented they are when it comes down to exhibit. We all know it, but they haven't looked too good currently. Rise been playing with a little chip on their shoulder. They've been playing it at a perfect pace. They know when to get aggressive. They know when to back up. Their defensive holds have been very solid tonight. And we've seen them shaky in the past, but tonight, I mentioned you know, at the end of a Harbor, the rotations that they were making to get some of those trip cap dominations, I said they looked calm. They felt, you know, like they were all watching the right angles. They felt confident in their setups and their pushes, and I feel that in their defense as well. So let's see if they can close it out this round.
Rise starting off like they did in so many successful rounds before. with the 2-1. They're able to strike first on E. Kenny fighting up. Ooh, look at that little bait and switch from Fran. Look at the fancy footwork from that guy, Kenny. Didn't even see him around the corner. Granted, though, Powerz down low will win the engagement against Rushiez. So despite Fran winning that top fight, it is still going to be the neutral being gathered from eUnited, and maybe a little bit more, as eUnited is doing a good job battling it out. They're also going to get their home hill back. And then advantage from Rise that they were able to accumulate, as if it's going to go ahead and go to the wayside, at least for the time being. Rise will fight back. Icy's going to be up top this time around to challenge that of Kenny. Actually, he's going to have one more member behind. So Rise is committing a little bit more to go for this overextension.
All right, so Rise with 2 players up top. eUnited have 2 players on the defense. Is Kenny and Xplosive, and honestly, I think that they may be the deadliest duo on this entire team. Even though Praized and Powerz are some slayers, Kenny and Xplosive, they will beat you in a way that is so smooth. It's not even funny sometimes. Just they're 2 very smart players there. They're gonna have to back up, and down low, you're gonna see a few members of Rise looking to make their way inside this E hill. Flashes down the seaside hall. Powerz with some shots in the side. The shot grenade misses, doesn't connect. Rushiez makes another big play, and he's gonna help his teammate with the 2v1.
Oh, nice.
One flash out, and he has another one as well to work with. Kenny trying to get to the hill, but this could be it.
It could definitely be it. A little bit short on manpower, though. Fran is going to be by himself.
Ooh. You would have thought he was 18 again with those thumbs. Fran, the man, closes it out with the plan. 5-1 in map number 3. Rise shuts us all up and say, don't y'all ever count us out. It's Major Week, baby.
2, 3, they're out of there. eUnited done. They're done. Oh my, Rise. Where did that energy come from? I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I feel invigorated after tonight. I truthfully do. I am so pumped up and ready for the spring major. I expected coming into tonight, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. And maybe Blaze can agree with this. To be straightforward, tonight's gonna be a whole bunch of 2-0s across the board. We're gonna wrap it up. It's a 4-hour broadcast.
Everybody had the same predictions, you know. That's
same predictions. It's an easy night. Not the case whatsoever. And I should have known better with you being on the broadcast. Is always a long broadcast, Blaze. You know, it's always a long broadcast. Fair enough. But you know what? I'm here for it. I feel I do. I feel invigorated. I feel I've got a ton of energy heading into the spring major. Tonight was incredible.
Tonight was great. We saw so much from the teams in the league. We saw how Team Queso was ready to be competitive against the boys of PK, showing us that they're looking to be dark horses of the event. We got a chance to see Vanquish just be completely dominant in their series. Bronny looked so comfortable. They look like our champions of last. And our first series of the day, Elevate, they put up a fight in the end. They just could not get it done there. But here, our final series, man. Whew. eUnited, we all thought they were going to come away with it, but Rise had different plans. They had different plans. eUnited, they poked the beast. They got the fame.
I hope Fran's last elimination there is in this replay. Look at that fancy footwork right there on Kenny up top. I just want hold up. Let's just
Powerz too.
Here we go. Here we go.
Powerz. It was Kenny and
Watch
Powerz.
this.
I just want to throw that out there.
Oh.
Kenny and Powerz on the kill feed. Okay.
Oh
man.
My. Hey, well done. Seriously, what a way to at least get close to finish. We still have tomorrow for Pro League, but I'm gonna say it. Chad, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. I really do. This was just some world-class action, and you can really tell every team is locked in for the major.